Hello everybody, and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well. And because so many of you enjoyed my video yesterday from Family Video, I decided to check out a place I've been wanting to come to for a long time. It's a place called McKay, where they have a bunch of used books, DVDs, Blu-rays, etc. And yeah, it just seems like a fascinating concept. I'm interested to see what movies they have, what kind of prices they're offering in there. So hopefully we'll be able to show you some of the inside information and some of the movies that they have as I'm filming in public. And it's always very odd for me to film in public, but let's go in and check and see what they got. So immediately walking into the store, I was just truly floored at how many Blu-rays they had. I mean, just go ahead and look, all those shelves filled with Blu-rays. It was pretty busy as well, which is the reason why I'm doing this voice recording and not anything else. But they had things like She-Ra, so they have an entire edition of this original series available for pretty cheap. They have tons of other things. So again, individual seasons of things like even The Simpsons available for, like maybe $4 or $5, which is again is a pretty good deal. Even though it's on DVD, it's still pretty amazing. But yeah, all of these different things, all of these different titles. This is just in the television section. And what I love is that they have every single section dedicated. They have a television section. They've got classics. They've got horror, thriller. I mean, tons of stuff on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K even. You have here, right here, 48 hours available for just, about $5 or so. Just amazing. This one was an amazing pickup. I almost got it. $15. All of those Steve McQueen movies. They're on DVD, though, and that's the only reason why I didn't get it, is because obviously I'm all about that Blu-ray game nowadays, but still, $15 for all of those. It's a pretty good deal. You can see there's a bunch of other box sets up there of classics. So any collectors out there, this would be a really great location, I think, for you. But as you can see, there's an entire comedy section as well. So just showing you some of just the various stacks. Again, just how many they have. They even have Spider-Man, the animated series, right? They have an entire selection of various animated series throughout. This is my favorite section, though. This is a section of all Blu-rays, and for some reason or another, even though they seem to be some new titles, some older titles, they're dirt cheap. Like, go ahead and look at this. Iron Man 2, available for just a few dollars, right? Some people might say it's worth that much, but still, the fact that it even exists and that it even is just that cheap is amazing to me. You have there Harrison Ford, right? Patriot Games, available for just a few dollars as well. I can't remember if I had it or not, so I didn't pick that one up. I almost did, because obviously I've heard nothing but great things about all of those series, but it was just amazing to see all of these movies. And again, so many different editions of them available for so cheap. Now, these were the ones that surprised me. Lord of the Rings, just like, again, a couple of dollars. And then as you went on, you got Jurassic World also, again, just a little over $1 for Jurassic World, which is, again, not that old. Then you get into films like Hancock, which is under $1, like around 60 cents for that. And just, again, insane amount. Again, Unknown, which was not the best Liam Neeson film, but hey, under $1, it's absolutely well worth it. So now I'm just going to show you all some of the other films that they had available. And again, all of these movies in this section were just a few dollars. But as you can see, there's also a ton of other things too. There are various books, wide variety of selections up to philosophy, Christianity, history, etc. But, obviously the big focus that I had today was on the movies. So here are a couple of sections focusing on some of the other titles that they have. As you can see, there are some in those plastic protectors. And again, just really amazing that they were able to preserve them in this way. This was probably my favorite set, though, at the bottom was that Lord of the Rings set. I mean, I was very close to picking it up, but those were the DVDs and not the Blu-rays. There's an entire section dedicated to Star Trek as well. So you have the entire Star Trek original motion picture films. You have an entire section of Star Wars movies as well. Of course, you got the anthologies, everything else. Again, just showing you once again just how insanely large this place is. And this isn't even getting into the upstairs yet. Before we do, there's actually even an entire section filled with these various figures, right? So you have one of Rey there, dirt cheap, right? Solo, Star Wars Stories, Lando, dirt cheap. And then you actually get more expensive when you get to the prequel stuff, which was amazing. When you do get upstairs, though, what was also really cool is that you have an entire section on CDs. You have all of these vinyls also available for any music lovers out there. You have all of these all of these containers full of comics too. So you have all these individual comics. Now, I don't know if $1.50 is a good deal for that Transformers comic or anything. You all know I'm pretty much a noob when it comes to that. But the fact that they have just these these giant things of just comics, and they have Batman, Superman, anything you can name of, right? They have all of these different issues and editions. And in fact, they even have some graphic novels as well with some of the omnibus. It really is absolutely spectacular to see what they have available. And just, they even have cards, but also just look at how large it is. It truly was an amazing experience. All right, what's going on, everybody? So I'm just getting out of McKay's, and I have to say, it was a pretty cool thing. Now, obviously, it's a bunch of used stuff, though there were definitely some films that were still in the cellophane, that were still in the wrap, some of which were even protected in like plastic casings as well. The prices were a little bit all over the place. Like there was a certain section there, and you'll see in the video footage that you've just saw that where I was kind of just going through them. Those seem to have the cheapest prices for the Blu-rays, but as you went through the shelves, it was broken down by the different genres of films, and various versions of the films had not only the DVD, but also the Blu-ray version as well. There were a lot of box sets available. Like there was some really cool collector's item stuff in there. And to be honest, I'm actually really considering, because I'm going to come back. Like there's no question about that I'm going to come back, but I'm kind of going to try and figure out what movies I still need to actually to buy to complete my collection, to things that I want to add to my collection, and also just to look and see what kind of value these sets have, because I think that a lot of them just really are impressive. Like there was these Lord of the Rings sets that were really cool. They have the entire collection of the 3 Star Trek films. Like they have of course they had even TV series as well. Like they had almost every single thing you could imagine. There's an entire section on comics alone, so I'm gonna need to get in contact with Gary, because there were some omnibus books there, and a lot of these things were just very much on sale. And so I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what I picked up. So of course I picked up a couple Blu-rays, one of which I'm going to use because I plan to do a tutorial on how to digitize your media, because I know a lot of people have been asking for that. But one of the films that I picked up, this is one that I never would have bought for anything higher than what I got it for. I got this one for $3, and it is Mark Wahlberg in The Happening. M. Night Shyamalan film, has one of the most hilarious performances from Mark Wahlberg, and there's so many quotable lines from this movie. This is definitely like a movie night watch where just, you want to have fun, just, have a blast with it. So I picked up The Happening. Just, again, great fun film for $3. Definitely worth it in my opinion. The other film I picked up for $3 is a movie that I don't own. I own the first film, and I know that we've been doing the Asgardian movie mornings over on the Welcome to Asgard channel, and one of the films that's come up a couple times has been Die Hard 2, which I actually do not own, and I don't own actually any of the other Die Hard films in the franchise, and so I saw this one was there, and so I got Die Hard with a Vengeance for $3 on Blu-ray. So once again, very glad to get this one picked up for as cheap as I did. Again, both of these used copies, so I'm sure there might be some wear and tear. I'll of course dive into that when I digitize them when I get home. But I actually picked up one other thing too, not Blu-ray related, because there's, again, books, comic books, omnibus packages, there's manga in there too. Like there's literally anything you can think of that people might want to get rid of that's in some form of media, they have in there. They even have CDs and vinyl. But one book that I've been eyeing for a very long time now, ever since I was actually in college taking film classes, but it wasn't a required text at the time, is this thing. It's a short history of film, and I got this entire book for $2. This is something that used to go for much more than that, because in some colleges they actually even use this as a textbook. So as you all know, I love film history, and I've been always wanting to learn even more about film history and kind of beef up on it, and this one's always been very highly recommended as being a nice condensed version. Doesn't have everything, but it has a lot of information about early film and the development of film, and if you can tell just from the cover alone, you have one amazing film on there that I couldn't find any copies of in there, which I think means probably people have been on the lookout for them, and that of course is a picture of Gone with the Wind on there. So those are my pickups, and that is McKay's. So if that's something that interests you, let me know if there's any movies that you might want me to check out next time I decide to go there, or anything that you might have questions about what they have, whether they have this or that. They even have trading cards in there, as you saw. They have Magic the Gathering, they've got Pokemon cards, they even sell empty tins of cards, again, for collectors. So it's just really interesting to see all the things that they have in there, action figures, etc. So let me know your thoughts and things that you might want to see in the future on the channel in the comments section below. If you like this video, please make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe, it helps out a lot. You're all amazing and beautiful people. Have a wonderful day, and as always, God bless.
And now a huge shout out to all of my June Patreon members: Albertus Magnus, Animation Commentator, Brian P., David Bobrizik, Dion, Divex, Enrique Evangelista, Father Christopher Miller, hail to you, Father, Frank the Tank and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan, Harold Francis, the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, Inflamed Wood, Intertrap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, Kenneth Cameo, Lady T, Laura Story, Mad Mitch Dunaway, Mike Jackson, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin with the beautiful hair, Orange Hat Reviews, Outpost Dyer, Out of Step with Reality, Riff Magos, Rosetta Allen, Steve Glasker, Teresa Martin, Theodore Benton, Tina Bojan, The DJD Show, and Tina B. And also to my Subscribe-Star members Edgardo Martinez, John B., Perpetual Punster, Robert Revo, Mr. Roy, Glinzer, G2 Cool 99, Darkstar 57, J. Alex McCarthy Jr., US 888209 Fast, Dean Heiss, Harold Francis, J. Rod, The Beer Guru, and also Nebanon G. Adams and ZK Man, and Jonathan Carney, and Jacob Juice. Thank you all so much for being a member of Patreon and Subscribe-Star. And seriously, it really does mean a lot. Helps keeps the light on, helps me able to do things like the giveaways for my $5 and up backers on Patreon and Subscribe-Star, and also be able to put more stuff into the actual channel itself, including upgrading different components, whether it be webcams, microphones, things like that. All of that helps to support it, and it really does mean a lot. So thank you all so very much. Please, if you want to have your name shouted out or look at any of the other perks, which include things like, indeed, having access to exclusive 4K digital giveaways every single month, and also an exclusive podcast hosted on Patreon, Subscribe-Star, and also YouTube memberships as well at the $10 and up level, featuring John the Flick Pig Flickinger. Please check all of those things out in the description of this video. You guys are all amazing and beautiful people. Have a wonderful day, and as always, God bless.